So this is That's Funny Comedy Showcase, and I am sing51074. This is part two of the Black Eyed Peas and Other Beans. So um, we went through a host of things, and I ended saying that that the gentleman that crosses an angry black woman would be chased home to their mama, and they would be in the fetal position. Now, they're going to have to change their name, their identification, everything. They're going to have to leave town because when you incur the wrath of a angry black woman, you're in trouble. I mean, Medea and things like that. You look and you say, that's so funny. It's real. It's not a game. It's not a joke. Yes, it is. I'm just kidding. So anyway, um, I've seen some strange things around town that makes me say, um, what's going on? It's like a lot of people have small budgets. This is another thing that I'm connecting this theme with the Black Eyed Peas thing because when I was speaking about you know them not having any seats there for their people to watch them sing and stuff, I said, hey, what's going on with the budget there? Something's not right. Well, in the same vein, I saw a sign for a scaffold that it was handwritten. It was about maybe, let's say 3 feet high, and it was handwritten, meaning they have a billboard that they could not print up, right? They have a billboard one, and they have another one that's printed up, and then on the bottom they have the numbers that I guess the city uses to identify them written in ink. Now, I'm saying, you want me to trust you in building my you want me to trust you in building for me, and you cannot go and buy a proper sign. The first one is written out completely, handwritten, like you write in a handwritten note. No, that's not a personal touch. That just looks cheap and crappy. Okay, so it's the cheap and crappy, the C and C, two C's, C2, C squared. Like, you don't have enough money to get the sign. The second sign, you did go out and spend maybe $5 and you got it printed up. But then you wrote on the bottom, I guess you forgot to write something there. Maybe they charged too much for the lettering, whatever it was, and you said, hey, we're not going to go for the whole enchilada. And maybe, hey, you might not be Spanish, so maybe you didn't say we're not going to go for the whole enchilada. Maybe you said we're not going to go for the whole fried chicken. Maybe you were black. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be racial. I'm just saying. Okay? And if you were white, maybe you said, hey, we're not going to go for the whole watercress sandwich. Again, that's not a racial thing. No, no. I'm just saying. But anyway, so you're going to build for me and you will not pay for a sign. That lets me know that when you are putting up my walls, a nail could probably be missing, and you're going to say, hey, no problem, let's substitute. We can use a hanger. Why not? It'll work. You just shove a hanger in there, break it off a little bit, shove it in there, or find a lady that's walking by and ask for a hairpin and shove it in there, and it should hold the two blocks of wood together, two pieces of wood together. I cannot trust your judgment because you seem to like to cut corners. And guess what? It's weird because it's in Manhattan, and these are where the tallest buildings in New York City are. And you're going to take a risk that, hey, let this person build my building. I have complete confidence. I'm going to let them put up their handwritten sign out of my building that they're building for me. Uh, I don't think so. Like, that's really not going to work. You're supplying the scaffolding and you're helping to build my building. Like, you know, how did you get this contract? I mean, your brother or aunt or cousin has to be somewhere in this picture. Like, if you got this job, somebody, there's some nepotism working. There's some casting couch. I don't know how a casting couch gets involved. I mean, that's Hollywood, but something happened that you got this job because you hand wrote your sign on the side of a building, and you think that that's real advertisement, that somebody's going to actually say, look at that beautifully handwritten sign about scaffolding and building. I think I'm going to call them and ask them to do mine the next time. No, because guess what? We're not going to see your sign for long, because like maybe in an hour or two, let me look at Marissa and see, in about an hour or two, um they're going to be calling the fire department saying that the scaffolding fell down because they trusted someone who wrote their sign, you know, in ink. I hope it was ink. It could have been pencil. It could have been crayon, and it probably was crayon. Now, y'all know, y'all remember the painting? Remember the painting one? Yeah. It probably was that they were eating paint and smelling, the paint thinner and things like that. Maybe, the brain, something wrong, the elevator don't go all the way to the top. But you hand wrote your sign outside of my building that you're building for me, to say that I trust you completely, that I'm letting you put that outside of the building. I mean, the person that owned that building, they're probably the one that eats chalk, sniffs paint in their studio, because they don't do it on purpose, and they don't have all the brainwaves. I mean, it's another case of someone who's probably sitting at home and they have black eyed peas on their plate, and they think that the black eyed peas with the eye in the center is staring at them, and they're on the psychologist's couch. Yeah, I came back to the black eyed peas because it's about black eyed peas and other beans. You know, I don't know what kind of beans Chinese people eat, and the other, so I just stick with what I know. I'll see you later, people. This has been another one that I think that's funny.